Welcome to a new edition of Retro Engine Duo Presents Red Talks.
Red Talks.
Where we talk about
Games
and stuff.
And stuff that's related around the world, in the world of gaming, modern and retro alike.
I really like how you go into the game show host voice. You just do that.
Do my little cadence, you know? But yeah, so we've been away from this podcast for quite a while.
A long time, yeah.
But we finally got some decent audio equipment, as you can see. Nice Shure mics. He's got some 7B.
Yes.
And I feel like we're, now claiming how much money we've spent on these things.
I don't want to get in that.
I'm using MV7X. But yeah, so this is Red Talks. Basically, it's episode 4.
Episode 4.
If you want to go back to listen to the old stuff, you can.
Exactly. Yeah, there's some stuff there. We talk about. I think we got started with our history in gaming.
Yeah.
Where we got started, where we what we played, what we loved. Then we went into some banana controllers. I remember talking about that.
Oh, yeah. I remember the banana controller. That was crazy.
It was so goofy.
I actually wanted to try that when it was a thing,
So that was a good year and a half ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I haven't seen any banana controllers.
I haven't seen the banana controller either.
This lying
Lies!
bastards.
It's almost like Back to the Future Part 2 when you see they go to 2015, and when we finally actually get 2015 in real life, there's no hoverboards, or at least not the version we were hoping for. We don't get the flying cars.
No, just because they called it hoverboard doesn't make it a hoverboard.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't mean the Marty McFly hoverboard.
No, it is not a hoverboard.
I call it the Marty McFly hoverboard because that's the way the reference, at least is. But otherwise, yeah, we're past
it's kind of funny. If you go back and watch Back to the Future 2 that takes place in 2015, the hoverboard is made by Mattel. What did we get instead?
In 2006, 2007?
Yes.
We got the Hyperscan.
Thank you, Mattel, for dropping the ball and taking us back further in time.
So, if you want to go see our very hilarious video, I've been told by many people it's funny. So right here on the if you're watching the video version on YouTube, go check it out. It's here on our channel as far as WTF is the Hyperscan, Mattel Hyperscan, and go watch it.
Go watch it. And I promise that all the people that told him it was funny was not just me in different voices.
Yes. I've shared it with random people that did not know who we were, before, and they were like, "That's pretty funny."
He would walk up to people in Lowe's and here,
like,
watch this.
Look
at my phone. And then they would stand there for some reason. And
they would get all teary-eyed when they see it.
I mean, either I don't know if it was from the comedy or the fact that you were kind of holding them hostage.
Yeah, I was kind of holding them hostage a little bit,
And they were scared.
There was a small gun pointed at their very vital bits.
Your biceps.
Sure.
Yeah.
Biceps are important.
They didn't know they had tickets to the gun show.
Especially at Lowe's, you got to be able to lift those heavy things. We're getting off the rails here a little too much.
We have really gotten off the rails. So,
let me get comfortable.
I am Josh. This is Julian. Welcome back to Red Talks.
Red Talks.
Where we talk about gaming.
Yep.
Our life in gaming, your life in gaming.
So, what are you playing recently? Do you have anything going on in the gaming world that you've been playing?
Dude, I am so far back in the 70s and 80s. It's crazy.
I know. Yeah, I know you. Go ahead and tell them what you got.
I picked up, for those of you that actually are watching this as a video, you can add a picture of it in.
Yeah, I'll add a picture.
But it is a Coleco Telstar Arcade, which is this funky-looking pyramid-shaped device with a steering wheel on one side. Flip it around, one of the other thirds has a gun, a little handgun.
Oh my god, yeah.
And then it has Pong on the other. And the one I got was in pretty good condition. Everything works. I'm going to do a little bit of restoration on it, and I'm pretty damn happy about it. Other than that, I am continuing my quest. No one please ask me why I'm doing this. I still don't know why. But I'm continuing my quest to get a complete US set of Sega 32X games. And so I picked up Colibri.
Oh, yeah. Which is made by the same people that do Echo the Dolphin, right?
It is. Yes.
Which I have notoriously said on live streams in the past that I do not like Echo the Dolphin. But, I mean, it's still a beautiful game, and I imagine Colibri is no different in terms of the art style being really, really pretty.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little more, what's the word to say? I mean, a little more wildlife-driven in a way. I mean, it's a little more colorful, a little more flowery because you are a hummingbird. And you're as weird as it is, the object is to go collect these crystals that save the world. As a hummingbird that is like
And
three
yeah, I
inches
feel like
tall.
in both games there's like the message of like, protect the wildlife and and enjoy the beauty of nature.
I guess so. Yeah, I'll take that. And
I feel like
and
there's a
they're
theme.
really pretty games. As much as you talk crap
Well,
about,
it's mainly just the gameplay, the navigation, like the level design is a little tough to get
yeah.
into.
I mean, I will say like the level design on this is a bit funky. You pretty much, I don't want to say it's free roam, but you pretty much have like a big rectangle that you can go into, and you're supposed to take out all the yellow jackets, the stinky bugs, and watch out for the frogs and chameleons that'll stick their tongue out and kill you.
Oh yeah, because you're easy prey otherwise.
Yeah, they'll fuck you up quick. But I mean, it's fun. I'm glad to have played it. Other than that, I just restored a Sega Game Gear and a Game Boy,
Okay, cool.
so that's exciting.
Yeah. I guess for me, I've made it up to the third chapter, like a little bit halfway through in the third chapter, Resident Evil 4 Remake. Otherwise, I've been playing Far Cry 5 with my sister, like just kind of going co-op with her on that. And it's such a great game. Like, I really love the current Far Cry games,
And I wasn't
like
invited.
other than Primal, which I never really got to play, but I heard it wasn't that good. But Far Cry 3, which was the start of the new stuff,
Yeah.
and well, 2 kind of started up the open world sandbox, but 3 brought in like the charm of the characters, like both villain and good guy wise. Like the story really like expanded, whereas like the other Far Cry games, like the original Far Cry and all that, were just go around, shoot people on an island, and that's pretty much it. 2 started bringing in the open box world stuff, and then 3 executed it flawlessly with more character driven stories.
Okay.
With the open sandbox, and they just kept going from there because it's a winning formula for them. So Far Cry 4 is really good. It's not as good as 3. 3's still the outstanding game. 5 has been amazing. It's easily my second favorite in the series. I haven't played 6 yet, but I've heard it's pretty decent, and it has Giancarlo Esposito, who plays Gus Fring in Breaking Bad.
He's good in everything.
Yeah, pretty much anything he touches, I'm down for it. So, yeah, Far Cry 5 is pretty much the setting for it is out towards I think Montana, and it's a cult that's taken over this small town, like this small area in Montana, and they're like a religious like cult, and they have all these different sections for all his generals, the main guy, like main villains, like generals, like which are his relatives, like blood relatives, and you have to pretty much take them all out in each section, and they all have different things about them. Like for example, Faith, who is the sister, she uses this drug to basically sort of like cause like hallucinations, like hallucinations. There we go.
Hallucinations. That's a word.
Yeah.
Word of the day: hallucinations.
Hallucinations. Yeah, don't get on me about that. Hallucinations.
comments
I know how
already.
to say it.
Sometimes.
Yeah. And she has these powerful drugs that, like, once they get into your brain, like, they're really hard to, like, make you come back to reality. Because it makes you feel like you're euphoric, that you're... is it euphoric or euphoric?
Euphoric.
Okay, that makes you feel great.
So,
like you're in a garden, like a beautiful place.
are
and-
these drugs real? And if so,
No, they're not
where
real in
can
real
you
life.
get them?
But that's the thing. They're they make you basically become a mindless zombie for them.
I
Like-
don't care.
So it's a cool game. It's a really great game, and it's great for co-op because then you can actually do story stuff in Far Cry 5 in co-op. Versus Far Cry 4's co-op, you can only do like the side stuff and like liberate outposts and things like that with you couldn't do the story stuff with your co-op. You had to do that by yourself. They finally expanded upon that and were like, okay, we'll let you do everything in Far Cry 5.
Interesting. So, do you know how many Far Cry games I've played?
0?
None.
They're great.
I've never played it
They're really good.
for no reason. I'm not trying to boycott it or anything. It's just I've never played them.
You don't really play too much in the first person shooter line.
No, not anymore.
I love the ones that are like open world like that, where you can pretty much go and approach it however you want to, sandbox style. And of course, otherwise, I love the third person ones too, like Just Cause, that series, Just Cause 3 and 4 I have on my PS4. I played the hell out of Just Cause 2 on the PS3, and I think I 100% of that game.
I don't think I've ever 100% of the game.
I could see you doing that with Red Dead, though.
No, absolutely not. I mean, I give no shits about catching fish or hunting
All the extra
pigs.
side things, even online and all that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care to do it. I love Red Dead. That is, one of my
That or
absolute
GTA.
favorite games. No, absolutely fucking
There's
not.
so much to do in GTA and Red
And
Dead.
they'll just keep adding stuff to it.
By the way, what do you think of, just a side note here, GTA 6? Unless you want to leave that for later,
Man, you can speculate about GTA 6 for hours. Now, I know back when we were streaming twice a week, we had a little thing where we sat down and talked about what we thought would happen. And I remember we talked about it being like a couple new characters, one of them, the main characters being a female.
Yeah,
being
like a brother and sister, I think is what
being in Vice
the rumor
City.
that was.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. But being in Vice City, kind of like a Bonnie and Clyde type of situation.
Yeah.
And those are almost confirmed, but the reason they're not, let's say like this, there was the
leak.
A leak.
Yeah,
yes.
I remember that.
And so pictures of in progress GTA 6 was posted online.
Well, of course, it's going to look terrible in progress.
It didn't
when it's
look bad.
in super alpha modes.
It did not look bad. People are bitching because people are going to bitch.
And it's an alpha.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is they were not ready. And then the thing that makes me think that, this is real stuff is Rockstar put out a statement.
Oh, yeah, if Rockstar responds,
If they
then
respond,
you know it's real.
And if they would have shut up.
Shut up, yeah.
Don't say anything, then people would have been like, yeah, this isn't really it.
Yeah, everybody would have called it out saying this ain't real. Then Rockstar hasn't even said anything.
But yeah, they released a statement saying something along the lines of like, we're sorry that you've discovered this way. This is not how we wanted anyone to see it.
So then it was, it was definitely confirmed by them. This is real stuff we're working on.
Yeah, and so, I don't know when we're going to see anything GTA. I don't know when we're going to hear anything about it. It's
going to be another couple years.
Oh, it'll be at least 2 years before we play it. It may be another 6 months to a year before we have an announcement.
Maybe sometime. I would think by the time this year ends, I would say at the very end of this year, we'll get some kind of teaser or some kind of a small announcement. It's coming.
I don't know.
I mean, we got the announcement that it's happening, that they're in development.
It wasn't an announcement. It's like trying to cover their asses.
Yeah, but I think we'll see maybe a little something.
I hope so. I mean,
maybe they'll do an exclusive with an
so.
IGN or something, or Kotaku or whoever.
I hope so. But this is one of these type of things where I'm excited. I bought GTA 4 the day it came out. I bought GTA 5 the day it came out. I mean, it's fun. I really enjoy the gameplay. All the stuff you can do is just right up my alley.
Yeah, this is the only things I could see where you would spend the time going to a midnight release to get these games.
I've never done that.
I feel like you would with
never done
GTA,
that.
though.
I'm too old to do that now.
You're like, I got to go to bed.
Yeah,
I got responsibilities.
I'm too old and I'm too tired.
I got cats to feed.
Yeah,
Damn.
cats to feed and jobs to do.
Jobs to do.
But yes, I am excited. I don't want to speculate because I don't want to prove myself wrong or have the people watching and listening prove me wrong. I want to see what it's going to be,
Yeah, absolutely. I want to see what they do with it. I hope that the rumor that's going around, and of course it's still just a rumor, obviously, that honestly the fact you could fly to different places, I hope that's the case. I hope it's possible.
There are so many things
that would be amazing.
So many things I wish, so many things I hope are going to be part of it, but I don't know.
Yeah, that one's kind of might be a little out there.
And I mean, it would be great. I mean, I really don't know what the capabilities are of this current generation of gaming systems.
Yeah, because we don't even have current gen stuff.
But I
don't.
mean, not yet. It's not unobtainable. It's just one of these type of things. I'll go and I'll spend $200 on an old 32X game. But neither here nor there. In other news, I'm going to date this a little bit. So today is April 6th, 2023.
Woo!
And yesterday, Super Mario was released in theaters.
Ah, yes. Because you had a chance to see it.
Opening day, yes. I
What
never
is your
do that.
spoiler-free review of the movie?
Spoiler-free review of the movie.
Even if it's a short, sweet review,
Okay.
that's fine. Just what do you think of it?
I'm going to start with it. I'm not going to give away anything that's not in the trailers, but I'm going to kind of give my opinion on those things.
Yeah.
So the synopsis of the movie is Bowser is coming to take over the Mushroom Kingdom. There are ulterior motives going on with Bowser's thing. I'm not going to say what.
Okay, cool.
Okay? It's kind of funny. But he's coming to take over the Mushroom Kingdom. The Mushroom Kingdom, like in the original 1993 Super Mario Brothers, is in a separate world where Mario and Luigi and his entire family live in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay, so...
This is a really, really badass Easter egg. They have a commercial at the very beginning of the movie where they have the rap from the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Oh my god.
That is in their commercial. And I'm like, oh man, that's awesome. But they go to take care of this big problem to try to revitalize their business and, get more customers. And they wind up finding one of the green warp pipes down under Brooklyn. And it takes Luigi first and then Mario behind him. And it dumps Luigi off in like this, I don't want to mess the name up because, the purists out there will butcher me. But it takes him to this dark world, kind of like Luigi's Mansion type area.
Okay, cool.
And then it takes Mario to the Mushroom Kingdom. And he meets Toad and the princess and all that stuff. And they find out that Bowser's on his way. And Mario agrees to help him because they find out that Luigi has been captured by Bowser. There you go. That's kind
the premise of the movie.
Yeah, that's kind of the story. I don't want to go into too much because there are so many Easter eggs.
We saw the Mario Kart scene in the trailer. This is not a spoiler because it's in the trailer.
Yeah,
I saw the Mario Kart
I
scene
purposefully did not watch the trailers because I didn't want anything spoiled. But yes, it has a lot of Mario Kart stuff.
I know it has obviously Donkey Kong versus Mario and stuff like that. Yep. Obviously, Donkey Kong being played by Seth Rogen.
Yep. A lot of people were, oddly enough, bitching about that. And it was one of those type of things where, yes, it's Seth Rogen. He has a very irritating laugh.
But, it's giving him money, so I can't say anything.
Well, it worked. Oddly enough, he did a good job. He was probably the one that, I don't want to say he phoned it in because he absolutely did not. But he was probably the one that stayed as close to himself as possible, other than Charlie Day. But, Charlie Day is what you want.
Yeah.
You don't want him to change things up. You just want him to be him.
So, the biggest one that I think that most people want to know, how was Pratt Mario?
Fine. He was good.
Okay,
he was
yeah.
fine.
I think that's the one thing that people worried about, most.
He does not do an Italian accent.
Yeah.
He does a Brooklyn accent. It makes perfect sense. He's from Brooklyn. Mario's from Brooklyn. And he plays it up just a little bit, and they kind of play it up to where Mario's family's really Italian, and Mario's dad is actually voiced by the guy that did Mario in
the games, which
yes.
is Charles Martinet.
No, I'm not going to say it because I don't remember.
I think that's his name. I'll obviously put it on the screen here as far as to make sure we got it right.
But yeah, God, Easter eggs galore.
If you're watching the video version of this.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. There's a part where they're being picked on in a cafe at the beginning of the movie, and Luigi's cell phone goes off, and his ringtone is the startup screen from the GameCube.
Oh my god! Okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, I was the only one that laughed. I'm like, yes, and I'm like, no one else got it.
How do you know there's a gamer in the theater?
An old gamer. That's how you get an old gamer.
How do you know there's an old gamer?
Yes.
in the movie screen?
But so we went yesterday. It debuted yesterday. We went for the first 3D showing.
Oh yeah, that's right. You guys went for 3D.
Yeah, And in our theater, there were like 3 people dressed up like Mario.
That's pretty cool.
And I mean, one was an adult, and I'm like, okay, this
You
guy's...
feel like you're with your people.
No, I didn't.
Kind of.
No,
I mean,
I
in a
thought they were
sense.
strange as hell, but but I was proud to see it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, a full theater.
That's like when
Watching-
I saw the Dark Knight like trilogy in a row because it was the release of Dark Knight Rises and there was a lot of people dressed up, which made it even more fun. But that was for a midnight release though, so
That would have been cool.
it was. It was. You could either choose a regular midnight release for just Dark Knight Rises, or you could go and be there
Start
for the
at
whole
like
day.
6:00.
Yeah, and be there for the Dark Knight trilogy, and it was so much fun. Everybody was there to enjoy all 3 movies. So
But yeah, I mean, like,
I mean, they give you breaks in between. So
and so I know a lot of people, even though they're completely separate things, separate companies, are going to compare. It's kind of like going back to the late 80s, early 90s. They're going to compare Sonic versus Mario.
oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we just watched the Watch Mojo video on YouTube for Sonic versus Mario. Spoiler alert: they gave it to Mario, but you can watch and see what they gave points to.
Now,
I
like-
won't spoil that.
Yeah, I mean, if you care. I mean,
It
it's
wasn't
like,
about the movies; it was the games and everything. And
It's their
like, all
opinion.
the
It's like
everything.
our opinion.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
doesn't matter. What you think matters.
Exactly.
But I enjoyed Mario as much as I did Sonic. I thought Sonic was a slightly better story, and I liked Sonic better as a character because that was my favorite growing up.
Yeah, makes sense.
But Mario was great, and I enjoyed it every bit as much.
And I've heard rumors that I don't know if it's something he actually said, but I think Charlie Day said that he wants to do a Luigi's Mansion movie, which I think would be fantastic.
They kind of play that up a little bit, and when you watch it, you'll see it. I mean, it's all in the trailer anyway. You can see some of that, scared.
I think that would
Luigi
be
stuff.
great.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff, and I'm like,
I was
And-
excited when they announced him for it.
that was one of the things that I'm really glad they did in this one versus the Sonic stuff is the music. Like, it's like nothing but Mario themed songs the entire time, like orchestral Mario themed songs.
Okay.
And I'm like, Sonic missed the mark on that because the games
Have incredible music.
amazing music.
I mean, hell, Michael Jackson worked on some of the tracks on 3.
They don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that.
We don't. I mean, I don't care. Work on what he wants to work on. But I mean, yeah, it's good. I really enjoyed it. The acting was good.
If you had to give it a star rating of out of 10, what would you give it? I mean, and is it better for a theater sense or home sense?
I would say theater.
Okay.
I have to think about the star ratings because, like, I am really, really, really picky with my ratings.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of people will throw out 9s and 10s like it's nothing, but you have to remember a 10.
Yeah, 10 is like, you cannot miss this.
No.
Don't, like, it's an event of the year.
It's not even
or
that.
century.
A 10 is a perfect movie.
Yeah. And then I'm sure this is not a perfect movie
Well, I mean, no.
in a sense. It's
But,
just
I
a
mean,
fun movie. Is what I remember you saying.
I can only think, out of all the movies I've ever seen, maybe 1 or 2 10s ever. Ever.
Ever.
And I mean, even some of my favorite movies aren't 10s. But that being said, I would probably give this a solid 7.5 or 8.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's really good. That's
Better than average.
That is way better than average. I mean,
Yeah.
a 7 or a 7.5 or 8 is a great fucking movie.
You hear it here first from him. So 7 or 8 out of 10, depending on how you feel.
Yeah, I mean-
obviously theater sense. This is a better movie for that.
In 3D because
3D.
it looks really good, and it's one of these type of
This
things.
is one of the movies I even said last time I was here when you said you were going to go see it.
Yeah.
That you were like, I'm going to go see it in 3D. I was like, okay, that's going to work for that movie.
It works really
Like,
well. And so I mean, it's one of these things I'm actually considering to go and watch it again
Oh, good, good. So you can pick up on little things you
in
might have missed.
theaters. Yeah, I mean, I was
Unless
so
it was like front and center all the time.
I mean, not everything was front and center, but it has some old like Jumpman stuff. There's this one part
okay.
that shows Mario when he gets insulted by his dad. He goes to his room and he's sitting there playing Kid Icarus. I mean, I'm not. He's playing Kid Icarus on
And
the
I bet the
NES.
younger audience won't realize what he's
I
playing.
mean, and I was sitting there. I'm like, he's playing Kid Icarus.
I bet
Is this-
your wife was like,
She's like,
okay,
she's like, shut up.
shut up and watch the
asshole."
movie.
But no, I mean, she enjoyed it probably more than I did.
Okay, so there you go. All right, well, Mario movie review. There you go. 7, 8,
That's my
or 8
opinion.
out of 10.
What I would say, watch it yourself. Make your own decision.
Yeah,
you know,
for real.
like let us know what you think.
Well, give me some water here. Yeah.
Because I mean, I really enjoyed it. If you don't like Mario and just want him to fuck off and die, then that's you. That's like bougie water.
I like this water. It's the Icelandic.
That's bougie.
It's good. It's really good though.
I'm
trying to drink more water. So
That's smart.
I'm trying to be good.
So I guess at this portion of this welcome back podcast, I guess
Yeah.
we should move on to
The news.
the news.
All right. So first piece of news. I'm going to bring this open up here on our screen. As far as obviously I'm going to.
For those of you watching this in video
us.
form, you will see this
We'll
as
try
well.
to describe it to you, obviously.
Yeah. So, how do you say that word?
Asus.
Asus. That is
I
the
call it Asus.
stupidest spelling for Asus I've ever seen.
Or
Asus.
Asus.
As it says, Asus.
They're a great company though.
Well, I'm still okay. From here on out, it's going to be known as Asus.
Asus. Okay. So Asus or Asus in
Asus.
in realities. So they're coming out with a handheld, and they're basically trying to rival the Steam Deck. It's going to be available for pre-order very soon. So I figured we get a chance to talk about this. I will put it up on the screen here as far as for you guys right there.
See, I guess we can read a little bit of this for people that can't see it.
So basically, they're bringing out a handheld that's going to be similar in power and size to the Valve's Steam Deck, which is the ROG, which is Republic of Gamers. That's their gaming line of laptops and computers, called the Ally. And basically, it's going to be... they did sort of an April Fool's joke on April 1st, but they really actually do have a pre-order set up, and it's going to be through. It looks like it's going to be through Best Buy, from what I'm reading.
I wonder if this is going to be a Best Buy exclusive.
Well, Best Buy's been trying to get into the
Best Buy exclusive.
Best Buy's been trying to really rival stores like Micro Center and even Walmart, because Walmart has a gaming sort of computer scene now with them, and of course Micro Center's been doing it for years. I wish we had a Micro Center here where we're at, but we don't, sadly.
That's a big claim. Moreover, Asus claims that the ROG Ally will double the performance of the Steam Deck.
Yeah, I mean, they need competition. I think that's great. I think competition's always good.
Competition builds better products.
It does. And this is one of the things where they're trying to say, okay, with this handheld, we can do better. It
says it reaches up to 120 hertz refresh rate,
That's
besting
good.
the Steam Deck's 60.
That's really good. Like, my laptop does 144 hertz refresh rate, which is, most standard monitors do 60 now. But so this is actually a nice step for a handheld.
Yep.
And it's going to be able to put out, it looks like here, it's going to be an AMD chip-based, which is, as far as CPU-wise, RDNA 3 architecture, like Zen 4 and RDNA 3 architecture. I figured they were going to go AMD on this.
Those are words that mean nothing to me.
He's not exactly the computer guy over there.
Which is funny. It's really funny.
So AMD and Intel are pretty much the two that go head-to-head with each other on, especially when it comes to CPUs.
Gotcha.
They are the two top companies. AMD is a little bit more affordable, and the thing is, they're really like neck and neck now with Intel in terms of processing power and what they offer.
Quality, price.
Yes, exactly. Okay. It's just that price is a little bit more in AMD's favor.
Okay.
So they actually offer the same great products that Intel does, but at a little bit cheaper cost.
Okay.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
Okay.
Which is nice. And it gives Intel more competition. Again, same thing here when it comes to the Steam Deck versus the Ally that's coming out. I think this is really a smart move, because the Steam Deck is considered a very successful handheld.
Is it?
Yes.
Do you know, okay. Other than people that we know online.
No, really, it is. It actually is doing really good.
I was just like the PlayStation 5 never being in stock, but I only know one or two people that own one.
Yeah.
I'm not going there.
Yeah.
Personally, hold up your hand, and I want you to put up how many fingers of how many people you know that own one.
What, the Steam Deck?
A Steam Deck. One. And it's the same person I know.
Yeah, it's the same person you know.
Successful.
Well, it's successful in terms of other people that obviously are not in our circle, because we either have gaming consoles or we have gaming PCs. I'm being me having a gaming PC, and
What, do you got something to say?
no, obviously your roommate has a gaming PC and has consoles and stuff too. So it's I'm just saying that, like, I know that the Steam Deck is not a failure by
No,
any
I'm
means.
not saying it's a failure.
It's not.
It's just I don't really. I mean,
I know it's not something you have.
Well, no, I don't. But
and
what I
you don't
yes.
need.
But I mean, I wouldn't mind having one. This is one of these type of things where, like,
You don't want to spend that much money on something like that when you could spend it on, like, a good gaming PC or
no, I
or a
spend that.
console.
I'll go and buy something that no one gives a shit about.
Oh yeah, the
from
Telstar.
Or the freaking Panasonic Cube that had
yeah.
a $600 mod just performed on it.
Yeah, which is impressive. It's
That's
still
outrageous.
Still cool. This is part of the
It's
retro
so stupid.
collecting part of it.
So
okay.
stupid.
But yes, so it's going to have a 7-inch 16:9 display with a 1080p resolution. That's really good. It's pretty much the same as the Steam Deck's display. But the thing is, the Steam Deck only has a 1280 by 800 resolution when it comes to the Steam Deck. And it's going to be a little bit brighter as far as this Ally. Which is, from what it reads here on the article that we're reading from, is about 500 nits.
I don't even know what that means.
It's at the bottom there.
It does say nits.
Compared to Steam Deck's 400.
I don't know what those numbers mean. You could say is
Mainly that refresh rate, the 1080p resolution screen, is really nice, and I don't think it's going to be a bad. It looks like it's going to be a mobile eGPU, which, I mean, obviously to fit into these handhelds, they need stuff like this, to work.
yeah. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out what the nits are. I mean, that's kind of like saying, oh, this one has 7 FMLs and this one has like 5 FMLs. I mean, which one?
So, I mean, I would imagine, obviously,
it's an impressive looking console. I will say that.
Yeah, it's pretty sleek looking.
It's very.
I'll probably save this.
Very, hold your ears. It's very Switch looking.
It does look like a Switch.
Yeah, like control layout and everything was very Switch looking.
And I think this is the reason why even Valve got involved in doing the Steam Deck in the first place, was sort of being a secondary option to the Switch as far as a handheld console. Because I'm sure you're going to be able to plug this in just like the way, obviously, with the Switch, you put it in the dock. You can, with the Steam Deck, you can plug it into your monitors and stuff.
Turns out it's louder. And the fan is cool. Quieter. Fan noise around 20 dBs compared to the Steam Deck's 37.
Yeah. So that's not bad. Okay, well, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
It seems like it's going to come with Windows 11 automatically, as far as obviously a version of Windows 11 with a UI that they made.
I don't know if that's a good idea. Windows 11 hasn't really been around long enough to prove itself yet.
I guess it's enough to for when stuff needs updates, you can. When they stop doing the updates for Windows 10, at least you'll have Windows 11 to update.
Either that or give you the option to upgrade to Windows 11 on it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So they're saying that the pricing is going to be very competitive.
So it's going to be around $400 or $500.
I think it's going to be.
It's going to be this exact.
It's going to be near the Steam Deck.
It's going to be the exact same price. Competitive means, hey, we're going to price it the exact same way as the Steam Deck.
I think this is pretty much their way of saying, get ready, we're pretty much going to sell it for the same price.
Yeah, exact same price. It's not like, hey, we're going to be better than a competition.
But
no, it's going to be the same.
It sounds like it's going to have some advantages over the Steam Deck.
Yeah,
like in terms of the hardware.
On paper.
On paper, yeah. We just got to see how well it works.
On screen, as we're seeing it here.
Mainly the graphics interface, like that they're going to build into it. It's got to be smooth, because Valve has had a lot of time to develop on that.
Yeah.
And improve it, obviously, over time with Steam Deck.
They probably went out and bought a Steam Deck and reverse engineered it.
What do we do with this thing?
How do we make this better?
What do we do with this thing in our hands? How do we make it better?
How do we make money from this?
Which, I mean, I kind of thought this would happen, that when the Steam Deck was announced, I was like, other companies are going to be coming in and doing this,
It's like step 1, still underpants. Step 2, don't know yet. Step 3, profit.
Yep. So, I mean, Asus has the means to do so. They have the money. They have the resources. So this is probably one of the better companies to handle this kind of project. Whereas I would have liked to have seen either Corsair or who else could I think of as far as in the PC world?
No, I mean, okay, I will say this. Like, Asus makes some badass computers.
Yeah, they make some
So,
really
I mean,
great working, especially working computers.
it's fun to talk about their name and all that kind of stuff, but, I mean, they do make some good computers. So, I mean, I'm just going to throw that out there. So, I mean, I'm actually kind of eager to see what this does. I would like to get my hands on one without having to pay that much for it first.
So, Asus, you see us here.
Yeah, with all
we're
of
ready.
our
We're ready to try it out.
views.
We're ready to try it out for you. Yeah. if you're watching, come talk to us.
But yeah,
Get over here. Sit down here and talk to us.
pat you on the head.
Yeah, we'll make sure to give you treats and we're getting too far.
Where
into
are
this.
you going with this?
I don't know. Okay, so that was about the Asus as far as the ROG Ally, which will be up for pre-order soon. Apparently, it's going to be through Best Buy as far as the start. I'm sure it's not going to stay there. It probably will go through the different channels such as Newegg or Walmart or wherever it ends up being. So look for that whenever it gets out.
Whenever it is released.
So the next thing
Get
is
out.
this is something that seems a little interesting.
You're going to have to fill me in a lot of it because I do not know what this is at all.
So the next thing here is Starfield, the game that has been in development for a long time now.
But anyway, a Starfield-themed Xbox controller has possibly been leaked.
So that means we're getting closer to the end as far as this finally being released. And so there's people that have been waiting for this. And it's supposed to be a very open world. It's kind of similar in the way of No Man's Sky, but it's going to be way, way more detailed, way bigger in terms of what you can do with it.
Okay.
That's what I remember the game being like. So if I'm wrong, I will obviously insert something here.
So we'll say. So I guess if you're watching the video, look up in this area here.
Yeah.
There is a leaked video or a picture of the controller that has surfaced on the Chinese internet. So that already, I mean, I don't want to. There's nothing bad about anybody, any location, but there is a shit ton of counterfeit stuff coming in from China, and there's a shit ton of stuff that people can do with Photoshop.
Mm-hmm. So this could be a complete ruse. It could be faked. That's why it says it's possibly leaked. So we don't want to, go heads up here, but I'm definitely putting it right here so we can see it. If you're watching the video version, I will obviously have links to all the articles and where we got them from in the description in YouTube, and also on, hopefully I can put that in the Spotify description for the episode, or whatever podcast it ends up being on.
According to this, says the design of the alleged controller bears a striking resemblance to the official spaceship design from Starfield, even including the game's logo on the battery compartment cover.
Which we don't see.
No, you can't see it in the picture. There may be other pictures that we're not seeing as well. This has led to speculation that the controller may be a special edition accessory or part of a limited edition Xbox Series SX bundle to launch with the game.
Woo!
I hope we can get that sound as like a clip of something.
I probably could. Okay, so apparently and obviously they go into what the game is about. So if you're unfamiliar, set in the year 2330, Starfield follows humanity as it ventures beyond our solar system, settling on new planets and living as a spacefaring civilization.
Okay.
Players will begin as a space miner and eventually join Constellation.
Space miner. How do they spell miner?
Yes,
like someone
M-I-N-E-R.
that looks for rocks, not someone who's underage.
I've been working on the railroad. Yeah.
Space railroad.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, it would be kind of neat, wouldn't it? They eventually join Constellation, the last group of space explorers seeking rare artifacts across the galaxy. Players will navigate the vast expanse of the settled systems in what is being touted as Bethesda Game Studios' most ambitious game to date. So it is Bethesda. So.
Which explains the Xbox stuff. So, I mean...
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. So apparently it's going to be arriving exclusively on Xbox Series X and S and PC on September 6th, 2023. So I hope this game will be good. If it ends up being something, it could be something fun that me and you could play. It would be like a part of explore artifacts.
I want to be a space ranger.
Because I know you're going to go for the Series X or S.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Yeah. Because that'd be cool then. Because I bet it would be crossplay. You know,
Space Ranger.
because it's probably going to be through Game Pass and Game Pass.
Once
through,
again, we are speculating.
Yeah, I imagine they'll have it through Xbox. Connections there.
So, for those of you who are The Last of Us fans, you were just we were just treated to an amazing show that just
my God.
had a season season finale
Oh
a
yeah,
couple
the
weeks
show's
ago.
great.
And so, in honor of that, the PC port of The Last of Us was released just a week or so ago on the 28th of March. And
Oh my God.
it is garbage.
Yeah, it's really bad. Now, I will obviously in the video portion, so come to YouTube, look up Retro Engine Duo on YouTube.
Yeah. So in this part right here, we're going to talk about how bad it is.
Obviously, I will have a link to this in the description as well, but it will be showing up here on the video portion. So, oh my God.
So it looks like, I don't know, like things just did not render correctly.
Yeah,
Look at that. It looks like his face is like jammed. He's wearing guy liner.
Look at Ellie's hair.
Is this the video you're going to show everybody?
This
you can,
video
put
I'm
it like
play
here.
that I'm going to be playing.
It looks like aluminum is just like jammed in his face. And she looks like Play-Doh head.
Now, this is just when the game was launched, this is like what happened. And now the game on Steam has mixed reviews, which is pretty bad. You definitely don't want to start a AAA game with mixed reviews as far as on Steam when it comes to the
especially a game like right now for
Yeah.
people that didn't even, I mean, I hate to
this
say
game
it.
came out in 2013.
Yeah, it's a 10-year-old game.
2013.
10-year-old game, but it just had a TV show released based on it. And then they put it out for PC, and their hair looks like melted.
Did they give this to like
Plastic.
the D team? Did they give this to Deputy Doofy, like as far as in Scream, like a
I
scary
remember.
movie?
Yeah.
Like, is he the is there like 20 of those guys in a room, and they're going?
My God. But I mean, the thing is, like, not only does their hair look bad, like it constantly crashes, constant glitches. It skips whole areas of cutscenes.
I mean, that looks okay, but then like it goes right back to having problems. And the video we're watching, as far as through here, the guy used an RTX 3070 Ti, which is a really good graphics card. So there is no reason for this to look like this. So
especially for a game that came out on PS3.
Yeah, it worked great on the PS3. Obviously, the PS4 remastered is fantastic. So this is just so disappointing that this PC port for a game that people really wanted to enjoy, that never got to play it on the PlayStation exclusives, are finally getting played, and then they get this to start.
Like, and I know all the stuff that we're saying right now is more for the people that are actually watching us along with us, because we'll probably cut this out for the podcast. But like, just look at it for a second. I mean, it skips whole areas of gameplay and cutscenes, and this is a 10-year-old game.
Yeah, and just to describe it for the people that are just listening, like the hair render is really awful. Like any fibers, it stutters a lot. There's a lot of
like it just locked up and
it crashes. Like it constantly crashes.
Naughty Dog, because it keeps shitting the bed.
Like
it's more
during
like
gameplay, like that looks okay-ish, but it's still stuttering. Like
it's still stuttering, and it looks like a PS4 game, which is, I mean, it's a remastered version, but I mean,
for PC people that have like the optimal settings that they can do, like this should look way better and way smoother than it does.
But yeah, so I guess to sum all that up, wait for now. I mean, amazing game, amazing storyline. Spend your money somewhere else.
And the guy actually has a few more crashes in the video, but we did find an article via Kotaku, so credit goes to them, obviously, in this case, that Naughty Dog say that The Last of Us PC port is not the quality level you expect and deserve. So they actually are later on this week, as of April 6th when we're recording this, and later on into this week, they're going to be putting out the first couple of updates to try to fix some of this stuff.
I bet some members of that B team are no longer working for Naughty Dog.
I called them the D team because that would look horrible. So apparently from Naughty Dog, as far as their developers said that The Last of Us Part 1 PC players, we've heard your concerns, and our team is actively investigating multiple issues you've reported. We will continue to update you, but our team is prioritizing updates and will address issues in upcoming patches. A week later, they have decided to expand on that a little bit more, acknowledging that the port simply isn't up to the standards expected of the series or the studio, and giving a time frame of the first and second of what will be several urgently needed updates. Now, I read that verbatim from Kotaku, so
Now, I'm
credit goes to
wondering,
them again.
I mean, it goes along the lines of like, let's back it up a couple years and go back and talk about Cyberpunk. I wonder if they knew that they had problems but released the shit anyway.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, what was it Sony like saying, "Hey, get this out. The TV show's out. We need this now."
Who owns Naughty Dog?
Well, this is a Sony Computer Entertainment game too. I think Sony actually does own them in house. Like, that was one of the developers that they did buy. I'm pretty sure. Let me see. Let's do a little bit of a homework assignment here. I'm gonna push this away. Yes, Naughty Dog is a wholly owned subsidiary of Sony Interactive Entertainment. Subsidiary. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
So, yeah, there you go.
That makes sense.
Sony probably pulled the trigger and said, "Get this out now. The TV show's a hit." Especially when they.
Well, it's kind of like jumping back to the TV shows and the TV shows and video games and all that kind of fun stuff. Like whenever the Mortal Kombat movie came out, last year, like we're expecting a whole bunch, and then they had this like character Cole that is like a studio fabrication that is just like, where the hell did this guy come from? Like you have dozens of awesome characters to come to pull from. Why would you have him? I found out just this week that he was a studio demand from Universal.
Of course.
And like the creators did not want him in it, but that was a demand from Universal.
And they're working on the sequel where we finally get the tournament.
Yeah.
Because spoiler alert, tournament didn't happen in the first movie of the new set series that they're bringing out. Well, not see. TV series, but the new series of movies.
Yeah.
So apparently Johnny Cage is supposed to also make the appearance in the next movie too, because that was the thing at the end of the first movie. So
yeah. But anyway,
that's who they should have followed.
Hold off on The Last of Us for PC until they get everything fixed.
Yeah.
Do your research. Make sure you watch the videos and make sure everything's working.
Yeah, They definitely said that they're going to be putting up fixes this week, and going into probably in the next couple weeks. I'm sure it's going to be even more patches to fix some of this stuff because it crashed a lot during that guy's video. The rendering, it looked awful.
Like honestly, I was starting to think that our computer was messed up. It was like skipping so badly. I'm like,
you thought it was YouTube trying to
for a second. I mean, I thought we were being throttled. No. I'm like, man, this is like our computers are garbage. But no, it's just
that's the way the game was happening when he was recording it. So this is that's a lesson to you. Don't put out stuff that early. Okay.
And speaking of broken things.
Oh man, yeah. This is kind of sad, but kind of like I kind of knew this was coming. So E3 2023 has been canceled. No.
And this would have been the first in-person one since June of 2019.
Man, the ESA is hurting. They are hurting so bad trying to get this event to happen, and they can't seem to get it to happen, or do it or have people even interested as far as all the companies like publishers and developers to come in and.
It's not like, hey, Julian, here's an invitation. Come over here and do your stuff. It's not like that. I mean, imagine how much they have to pay to go and present.
Yeah.
Why would you?
Yeah, you got your own platforms to do it with. Nintendo obviously took notes of that.
There's so much stuff going on in gaming right now. There's so many personal platforms. I mean, we hold them in our hand every day. Why would there need to be a showcase?
Yeah, they could do it themselves.
I mean, people, way more advanced and way better than us are telling people what's out there, their experiences with these things.
They have their own conferences. They can set up their own things. Nintendo does the Nintendo Direct, videos, like live streams and everything. What do they need E3 for now?
I mean, I would love to have it all together in one place to kind of see the best of the best. I mean, going back whenever Sony kind of dropped the mic on the Sega Saturn by saying $199 was at E3. And that, made history. But it's not going to happen anymore.
I'm kind of laughing at this is that the ESA, who are the people that put on the E3 event, said that E3 is still a beloved event and brand.
By
I
them?
don't know if that's true or not.
I mean, I'm sure they think it is because they work for it.
Yeah, it's a little biased there, you know?
But I mean, it's one of these type of things. There's a lot that is changing, and a lot of companies are struggling to keep up. And we don't know where it's going to go. We don't know what it's going to do, and this is proof of it. I mean, video games are bigger now than they have ever been.
I mean, I understand why they didn't do it like in the last couple of years because, we've had the coronavirus, the COVID-19, causing so much cancellations in general. I mean, a lot of the events that we go to in our area were canceled for that reason,
Yep.
which is understandable. And, but in this case, I think there's more at play here. There's more than just the, COVID-19. It's exactly what this article is saying is that E3 is becoming less popular. So.
I mean, for the reasons I just said. I mean,
Exactly.
Everyone has a platform. Everyone has a microphone. Everyone has a camera.
Yep. So I'm pretty sure this is just due to companies realize that they can do their own thing and still get tons of attention from all of not only people like us who are fans, but also people who are press, as far as the sort of the gaming websites, get them interested, and they'll get tons of coverage. And it'll put all eyes on them. They don't have to compete with anybody else.
Yeah.
And it's easier for them to set that up.
And it's way easier for them to not have to write the big checks to go to a place where,
Yeah.
that's kind of obsolete now.
Yeah, they don't have to pay for vendor tables and booths and whatever they need to show off their latest products. They can do that themselves through digital and through video and whatever they want. So I'm pretty sure that this is pretty much the nail in the coffin for the ESA. I'm pretty sure E3 is not going to happen again.
At least not. They need to change with the times. If they
Yeah,
want to
they
do
need
something like this, kind of, get rid of the whole do it in person thing, and then, have like your own little Skype team meetings, like your Zoom shit.
Zoom.
Yeah, and then, like have your clients or your presenters prepare videos.
Yeah, and don't go outrageous with charging, to be on such a show, because they're just going to be able to do it themselves and probably get just as much traffic to watch what they have to offer, especially if they have a hit game or a product that they've done in the past. They're definitely not going to have any trouble bringing people in. No. So, for example, if let's say the company let's go back for reference sake to this podcast is Asus with their ROG Ally. If Asus decided they wanted to do a press conference for showing off the Ally, they can do it. They don't need E3 to do it. They have the technology. They know what to do. They have people that are interested in their products. They'll totally make. That's the thing, and it'll be easy for them.
And I hate the term influencer. It just sounds
it
sounds
YouTube,
pretentious.
Yeah, influencers.
But I mean, get it out to people who do reviews that have a lot of followers. Get it out to people who are influencers. They'll talk about it. Give them one. That's all you have to do. They'll talk about it. I mean, just think about how little of an investment that is.
Yeah, for sure. So that's pretty much it. That's all we can say about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just one of those things where times have changed, and they're going by the wayside, and that there's nothing they can do about it unless they do some drastic changes and get with the times. They're not going to come back.
Now, one thing that could really save them, banana controllers.
Banana controllers. Yep. We'll have to put that on the screen every time it happens.
Banana controllers.
It's like a reference. Herman, as far as
we have to start screaming and slapping each other. Yes, thank you for that. I appreciate that sound effect you just did with your face.
Okay, so that's enough of E3 because it's pretty much enough of it completely.
Ooh, burn.
So our last article here.
Now this is one I thought was really cool. Whenever you brought it up, an Atari game was found after being lost for 40 years, which is kind of late in the lifespan for an Atari 2600, but we're not going to talk about that.
So it's a game that's called Sonar, uh, and pretty much this is you know, this is what I like about the retro scene as far as when they try to preserve games that either didn't get released or are lost in some way, or in general, people try to get that preserved
Yeah.
and get it like out there to everybody and have it in a place where it won't be lost. Because if it was like on a single cartridge and that's all that was left of the work, and that cartridge got destroyed, guess what happens? The game's gone.
Yep.
You know, so and that happens. Like,
So, and I'm sure by now the ROM has been saved and is probably uploaded to some
yeah,
cloud
the
somewhere.
ROM needs to be saved, obviously.
But Sonar was described as a toy version of Battleship. You know, it's kind of neat. Actually.
And obviously, if I can find some gameplay, I'll put it up on the screen here for, guess what, only the YouTube version. If you want to watch the video version, it's here on YouTube. Look for Retro Engine Duo.
Yes.
So, Audio Sense will still try to describe this, but exactly as he said, it's like a toy version of Battleship.
I mean, Battleship's kind of a toy, but you know that's what it says in quotation marks. So that's what I'm reading.
So let's see. So a game is called Sonar and was developed by programmer Brad Stewart,
Oh, really? I didn't know he did that.
and he was working
I
for
have no idea who
Atari.
that is.
According to Atari Protos, Sonar was one of two unreleased Atari 2600 games that Stewart worked on alongside Morse Code Tutor. That would have been
That
interesting.
would be boring as fuck.
I guess if you like Morse code and you want to learn it.
Oh crap! I can't
crap.
remember what those beeps mean. Was that a dot or a dash?
Let's see. Let's see. I'm reading here. Okay, so it's designed to have the game take place on one screen rather than two divided boards like Battleship. The original game has players setting down a series of ships on a grid with your opponent guessing coordinates to launch an attack and strike them. To emulate this, Sonar hides the target ships and has players move freely around the screen and find them in real time.
That sounds kind of fun.
Yeah, we might have to get a hold of this.
Now, one of the things that I'm discovering, I'm sure you are too, since we've done some of this stuff, is a lot of these 2600 games and older are actually really damn fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, you have to use a lot of imagination because, I mean, you have like 4 little blocks and that's a guy that you have to jump over a pit from. But, I mean...
Pit. Sorry.
But, I mean, you know, they're really fun games. I mean, a lot of work went into them. And this is a really cool idea. I hate that it was never released, but I'm kind of glad that we, you know, hopefully one day we'll see it soon.
So apparently Stewart thought it was lost because he didn't have a copy, and he wasn't sure what would happen to the ROMs in general. But apparently in the collection of Jim Snyder, who worked at Atari during the 80s, he has a working prototype. And apparently... Blah, 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 okay, so apparently somebody passed away. I'm trying to look up who it was.
That guy that died.
Okay, so apparently it was Jim who had the prototype.
Oh, look at that. So Jim had the prototype. Did he pass away?
It looks like he did. I'm sad I didn't get to speak with the owner, said a user on Atari Age forums who claimed to have attained the prototype. Yeah, so it was Jim Snyder.
Okay.
He passed away shortly after I met his daughter. She told me they threw away a ton of floppies, and I told her to get me everything and anything Atari from his garage. I pretty much saved his stuff from the landfills of the Bay Area.
What is it with Atari stuff going in the landfills,
landfills.
man? But one of the cool things, you know, is an unfinished prototype. There are some bugs, there are some hiccups, some flickering, things like that. But the very last sentence of this, which we didn't read first, if you want to try this game yourself, it has been posted to Atari Age for you to be able to download it and play it.
So, go to Atari Age if you want to try it out yourself. Now, note, it's a prototype. Like he said, there's bugs and flickering and hiccups and things like that. It's not a full version of the game in terms of, like, the final version that originally Stewart had.
Yeah.
But it's a working prototype, and it's at Atari Age.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah, it said it looks like the game's coding would have had a way to randomize the boards, which would give you pretty much you never know what you're going to get with it.
Yeah.
Like a box of chocolates.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but the prototype wasn't implemented that way yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So cool deal. So yay to preservation. So good job, Atari Age, and obviously the guy that got a hold of the prototype after Jim
Yep.
Snyder passed away. So
Yeah, thank you for grabbing all of those floppies.
yeah, for real. I hope there's more in there that we didn't get to talk about. Because it's always good to know that a game still exists. As far as like that it was found and it was preserved, all that good shit.
Okay, next.
So I think that. Oh, yep. Whoops. Kind of need to have that back.
Yep.
So that's it for the news as far as from that in terms of new news.
New news is new news. So let's talk about upcoming game releases.
So one of the things that I noticed, I'm about to say as soon as I grab it.
Copy and paste.
You might want to bring it up on yours.
I can't.
I mean, I got it up here. It's okay. So obviously, we're gonna have the brand new Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I think that's what it's called.
Let's just talk about April for now. That's a lot of stuff.
I mean, that's coming out this month. Yeah. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which is a sequel, and it continues Cal Kestis his journey, and it's the EA game, yes, but it's amazing as far as that first game. I'm looking forward to Jedi Survivor because I like Star Wars still.
Okay, I'm just kind of going down the list for those of you that care.
I mean, this is PlayStation's releases.
Yeah,
so.
this is all PlayStation stuff.
We're all looking at PlayStation right now. So there's some
Hogwarts
of these
Legacy
are going to be the
will be
same.
making its way to PS4.
Woo!
Curse of the Sea Rats. I don't know what that is, but I love the name of it. Resident Evil 4 will have some DLC.
Yeah, free DLC. The Mercenaries. Whoop, comes out literally tomorrow, as far as of this recording.
God of Rock. I wonder what that is.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious.
That's cool.
Minecraft Legends. The DLC for Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores is coming out on April 19th. We have Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster Series on April 19th as well. Dead Island 2, it's finally here. I hope it's good. April 21st.
Yep. Let's see.
Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak is coming for the PS4. I think it's on... I want to say it's on Switch as far as Sunbreak. No, I think Rise came out on PS4 and
Imagine
PS5.
how much money it would take to get an entire collection of this stuff. Like,
I have to
it's
look.
outrageous.
If you like sports, EA Sports, PGA Tour, blah blah blah, it's coming out too. The PSVR 2 is getting Creed Rise to Glory Championship Edition. I don't know how good.
I didn't
this
even know the
game's-
VR 2 was out.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's not doing real well for what I understand. So let's see. We're gonna focus just on this month's.
Where you going, boy?
I'm going down to Switch.
Nintendo Switch. Here
For
we go.
April, the Nintendo Switch. Some of these are going to be some of the same. So Curse of the Sea Rats is in there on April 6th.
A lot of the same stuff.
Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. But
What?
I mean, I'm not going to be buying it, obviously. But Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection.
That one's on
April
PS4 as
14th.
well.
Was it?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't see that. Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp. That's a great series of RTS strategy games.
Mia and the Dragon Princess on the
I
21st.
think it was on PS4.
I think it was.
PlayStation
Strayed
releases.
Lights on the
I
25th.
think that was on there too.
The Last Case of Benedict Fox. That was also on PS4.
Oh yeah, I seen a trailer for that. It looks pretty good. I saw it back in sometime last year for that. Let's see. So not a lot for that's not. I mean, Disney Speedstorm. I guess if you want to.
It could be a
about
fun
that.
racing game. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember that being like, especially their kart racer. I think. Oh yeah, just obviously just as a big, at least to have a big title to talk about.
Nope.
In-
Nope. It's
Oh,
not
come
next,
on.
It's next month.
Oh come
We
on!
got to do another one. Just. Aha.
No, he took it away from me.
You get nothing.
I guess that's Minecraft Legends. Yeah.
Yep. Also
Okay.
released day before yesterday on the Xbox was Hogwarts. Mm-hmm. Curse of the Sea Rats again. That is today.
Obviously, you'll get your Resident Evil 4 Mercenaries DLC as well. Blah blah blah. Dead Island 2.
I really don't see anything that is
Yeah, it's
like
any
exclusive.
different. Yeah. Okay.
Ghostwire Tokyo on the 12th, maybe.
I mean, that's come out on the PS4
Yeah,
and all that. Maybe they're finally getting a version of it.
but that's
So let's see what's on the PC, because that's also in here. That's Dead Island 2. Wow, there's
Voodoo
a lot.
Dolls
There's
on
a
my
lot
birthday.
more. There was Meet Your Maker that came out a couple of days ago. I haven't seen anything about that.
Yeah, it's pretty much all the same stuff.
Total War, Warhammer 3, Forge of the Chaos Dwarfs DLC,
Beyond the Long Night, Hunt the Night,
Hunt the Night.
Total War, Warhammer 3.
Now, this is not including every single PC release.
No, we're just kind of skimming.
Steam has so much, and so does Epic Games in their store, and GOG and all that. So
We're just big ones that we're just kind of browsing.
okay, we're just kind of going through. Okay, so I think that's it for the game releases.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, otherwise it's just all to be announced stuff.
So one of the things we're going to try to do in some of these is, I don't really know how often we're going to do it, but we're going to talk about gaming histories.
Why did I not save the?
And what?
I didn't save the.
Did you have some in there that were already saved?
I had a link.
A link.
A link.
But gaming history and anniversaries of gaming things that happened. And I know, which is really cool, on the 4th, it was the 40th anniversary of Mario in arcades.
Yeah.
And which was really, really cool because it was one day before the movie comes out. But let's see what we have.
Okay, so here it is. This is the link that I meant to save, but I didn't for some reason. Like you said, Mario Brothers in the arcade.
40th anniversary.
So the first
That's
Mario
fucking
Brothers,
crazy.
not Super Mario Brothers for NES, but Mario Brothers in the arcade, which I played not too long ago. As far as the first time in a while. Let's see.
Wow, the Nintendo releases the Game Boy Light in Japan. 25th
yep.
anniversary on the 4th.
Injustice
14th,
Injustice Gods Among Us came out 10 years ago.
God of War came out for PS4 5 years ago.
My heart. The Nintendo Labo was released 5 years ago.
Wow. Okay, look at this one. On the 29th, Grand Theft Auto 4 came out 15 years ago.
Bomberman Hero came out on the 25 years ago. Oof.
Keystone
Because it was
Capers.
for the N64.
Keystone Capers for Atari 40 years ago.
Yeah, that's a great one. NBA Jam.
That's a
which
big
is
one.
Still a fun game
For arcade.
for the arcade. 30 years ago.
Where were you 30 years ago?
I was 6, 7 years old. So, but I mean, I was playing arcade games, and I remember when NBA Jam showed up, and it's a really fun game. I played it more on console. I played the Super Nintendo version a lot. So
Yeah.
I mean, because I still liked some stuff like that. I mean, the Jam series and the NFL Blitz, way different games, much more fun arcade, games than the normal sports simulation games. So I was playing stuff like that.
Not bad, not bad. Yeah.
Let's see. I think that's it for this month.
Yeah, for this month. We don't want to go
Yeah,
much
we don't want
further.
to go much further. But obviously we're just doing that now because we're at the beginning of April. So we just want to tell you obviously there's a whole list of things here. Like the company NVIDIA was founded 30 years ago. So
Yep.
Happy birthday, NVIDIA. You're providing us with great quality here as far as in our video. So yeah, God of War PS4 5 years ago. Still a great game.
GTA
And the PC
4.
port is great for it. Unlike The Last of Us. So there you
I'm
go.
not saying anything. It's garbage.
But I have the PS4 version, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for that. So obviously, not Super, but Mario Brothers Arcade. This goes into our gaming memories section of the.
By the way, you chop the air with that.
Chop.
Gaming memories, and you chop.
So when it comes to Mario, obviously, I'm sure for us, it's going to be the NES game that was the first thing we ever had with Mario.
So that's a good way to tie it in, even though that was the arcade version that came out.
I know.
But first, Nintendo memories. I think we kind of tickle the taint of this subject a little bit.
A little bit. In our
First podcast.
yeah, as far as the episode
Prologue.
0.
Yeah. I'm just gonna briefly talk about it, but for me, my first Nintendo memories, NES, was my uncle's Nintendo.
Yes.
He had an NES with, of course, the combo cart of Duck Hunt and Mario Brothers.
That's the first version I got.
Yep, had Contra.
Oh, wow. You started with Contra.
That was one of my first ones. Whoop. Contra, Friday the 13th, Metroid.
It's funny that we both kind of semi-started with Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, well, I mean...
As far as Kane Hodder's signature on your shadow box.
Yep. Well, I had that signed by Kane Hodder, and he was like, this box is in really bad condition. And I'm like, thanks.
Thanks,
So is
Kane.
your face.
Yeah.
He's a
No,
nice guy.
that's-
He's
no,
a really nice
super
guy.
nice guy.
Really nice guy.
Kane, don't choke me. No, I don't want to be choked again. He did choke me in the picture I took with him, so.
Yeah, you keep your home stuff at home. But no, like that was my first memories. You know, like playing Contra, playing Mario and Duck Hunt, and
Duck Hunt.
I'm saying it that way on purpose. I'm trying to enunciate because I don't want it to go
Yeah,
together.
yeah. I got you.
You know what it says if you put it together. But yeah, I mean, but it was, you know, Friday the 13th, Metroid, Mario with Duck Hunt, and Contra. Those
Yeah.
are like the first 4 or 5 games that I played.
I started with because I got into it late. Literally in the next year or two, the SNES was around the corner. But I mean, the system came out in 1986. I was born in 1986, so I wasn't able to get into games until I was about 5 years old.
What came out in 86?
Or was it 84? Was it 5? Kind of.
It was 85. It wasn't kind
Okay,
of.
okay, so 85.
The
so
Famicom,
I was born
83.
the next year.
The Famicom 83, the NES in 85.
Okay, I was born the next year. And so I didn't get into games until I was about 5 years old, when I pretty much my first kind of memories, were really sticking around, at that point. Because I don't really remember before that.
Well, you can't. Your hippocampus is not formed.
Yeah. And I have a big head, so.
You have a lot of memories in that thing.
And I remember.
Jesus Christ.
I remember getting the. I think it was the power set. Was it the power set with the gun, the two controllers, and
so.
Super Mario Duck Hunt?
I think so.
Yeah, because it came with the zapper and
and
everything.
Did you have the orange zapper?
Yeah, I had the
one?
orange. I started with the orange.
Okay, so that was the later release one.
Exactly.
For safety. I mean, it's not like the stuff that you get from the 70s. This is a type of guns that they had.
That's a gun.
No, this is a gun. But this is the stuff that they had.
That's from your Telstar,
yeah,
right?
this is a Telstar Ranger, I'm not mistaken. But this is the kind of stuff they put out in the 70s. I mean,
fire it.
Well, I mean, this one is not the one that has
Oh, it doesn't have the spring?
the arcade. Yeah, this one is just...
Okay.
The other one
actually has like where you pull the...
Yeah, but I mean, this is crazy. They don't make shit like this anymore.
Because it looks too realistic. And, dangerous for kids.
But yeah, I mean, and then they're like, oh, the zapper is gray. It can resemble a real firearm. Let's change the color to orange.
It does not look like a firearm at all.
No.
In terms of like the color, especially.
What, the orange or the gray?
The gray. So I had the orange zapper. Came with 2 controllers. I got Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. And I remember, this is a fun story for me.
Let's hear it.
Is that my mom tried Duck Hunt. And every single time, I'm going to have to hold the mic away from me for this. Every time she tried to shoot the ducks, she would scream.
Why?
Because she got so afraid that they were flying around. Like, she'd go... "Ah!" And she'd run out of bullets before she ever hit one.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Because you only get, 3 bullets per
That
round?
is so funny. That depends, I guess, but I mean...
And the duck would just get away, and the dog would laugh at her, Yeah.
That's the best.
She had no idea how to handle it. And so
That is
my poor
hilarious.
mom couldn't handle Duck Hunt whatsoever. But I also got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game.
That's a great one.
That's a really
such
good NES game. It was so much fun to play that. Then I got like Monster Party and Friday the 13th, and I got some really weird games sometimes.
Yeah.
But I did get to play a lot of stuff. I got to play Mega Man 2, and I rented a lot. I didn't have a lot of like titles that were mine that we bought, like my parents bought for me and stuff. A lot of it was rentals.
Yeah, like one of the things that, not going too far ahead, but one of the things that kind of makes me cringe now to think about, like a lot of my stuff was just walking through like the electronics aisle and looking at the boxes like, I want that. And then that's what I'd ask for Christmas. And
it was always Christmas or birthdays.
Yeah, like I never had like magazines and stuff until I was, 11, 12 years old of Nintendo Power stuff. But it was one of these type of things where I just walked through and like, I want this game right here. And that's how I wound up with my 3DO. Like I wanted the Need for Speed and Road Rash. I had no idea what they were, but that's I want that. But it's just kind of funny, like how stupid I was when it comes to that kind of stuff.
I mean, I started to really have more of a collection when I got into Super Nintendo, which I actually got Christmas morning that year that it came out. So then I became a full-fledged gamer. There you go.
I was a little late. I was right on time to the Super Nintendo. My grandmother bought my sister and I one to keep at their house to keep us from fighting, and all that did was make us fight over.
Oh no,
Super Nintendo.
we played. Me and my sister played Super Mario World a lot, like because that came in our system pack, and that was the perfect game for us, And yeah, we enjoyed the shit out of it. I mean, we finished it.
Did you make it to 96 stars?
No. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the memories portion of this.
Yeah.
I mean, we're have more obviously in the next, episodes, and I'm trying to get all this adjusted here, so it's the best quality possible.
The best quality possible.
But yeah, I think that does it pretty much for us this time around. We hope you'll come and join us again next time, as far as whether you're listening to the audio portion or if you're watching the video portion, which we'll have a little bit more on screen.
Yeah.
That's via YouTube, as far as look at Retro Engine Duo on YouTube, and you'll find us.
I want to say this because, I mean, I know that we didn't even address this at the beginning, which I'm really surprised that we didn't. But for those of you that know who we are and what we did, I mean, we were streamers for almost 3 years.
We did that during the pandemic.
Yeah. We started during 2020, like January 2020.
Yeah, right before everything went to hell.
Almost 3 years we streamed twice a week. And November, we just stopped.
Yeah.
And it was not like we forgot to do it. I mean, we
planned on it.
We sat down and we wondered what would be the best way for us to go forward creating. What do we enjoy doing? And making films is a big passion for both of us. And so we decided to shift Retro Engine Duo to more of the, I hate to use this term, content creator in terms of videos.
Yeah.
And so we decided to shift all this stuff to podcasting, things you can see here, videos you can watch, video reviews, goofy things that we have in the works, things that we already have filmed, and that's what we're doing now. So if you're wondering where we've been, that's what it is.
Yep, and we will be unleashing soon. I say soon. I don't want to give obviously a date yet.
No dates, but we can give a little snippet of something that we're working on, I guess.
Yeah, and we will have that out very soon, and we will have a collection of new videos that'll be right here on YouTube, as far as if you're watching the video portion, which is video, Retro Engine Duo on YouTube. Sorry, I'm trying to plug it as much as I can. But also, if you want to join us on our socials, as far as Facebook.com/Retro Engine Duo, and of course, Twitter.com/Retro Engine Duo as well.
I think RetroEngineDuo.com goes to our Twitch, but we will reroute that.
I mean, if you want to go check it out, we still have all of our past streams there. They're still there. We haven't done anything new yet. So eventually, down the pipeline, we'll do some live streams here and there. But for right now, we're doing some content creation. We're doing editing. We're working really hard and bringing this podcast back into the light.
It's one of these type of things we wanted to do what really, makes us happy in terms of creativity, and this is a big one. I mean, we got to the point where we were trying to filter out people who were saying bad things in our chats, and we just stopped enjoying it.
Yeah, we can't be harboring so many of those Nigerian princesses, in our chat.
Yeah, if you want to get famous, thanks.
No, thanks. Yeah,
but it's just one of these things. I mean, this is for us to share with you guys, and then enjoy it. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, we're having a good time with it.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different.
Okay. So until next time, we will definitely catch up with you. Like I said, go check out our socials. We're on Facebook and Twitter. And then right here on YouTube, as far as if you're watching the video portion. And, of course, we'll be on the different platforms as far as for podcast, as far as Spotify, especially because we still have our account there. And it should go out to all the other major podcast platforms like Apple and Stitcher and all these different places. So yeah, if you want to listen to more of the podcast, you can listen to our old episodes. I mean,
It has some good introductions and some funny stuff.
yeah, I
the
mean,
quality's not
the
quite
quality's
there
not as good as far as when it comes to audio, especially
because, yes.
because these are new. So just letting you know.
But I mean, and for those of you watching on YouTube, thank you. These are longer, less edited versions, so you get more content. The podcast will be edited down a little bit because we'll be referencing videos and pictures that you can't see. But
Well, kind of. I'll
well-
still probably put it in there and just just be like, you should watch on
you
YouTube
watch-
as well.
and just put like a long public service. You should watch on YouTube if you want to see the video.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely come back. I'm not sure how frequent we're going to do the podcast. Is it more, I guess, bi-weekly?
We can do every couple weeks.
Every couple weeks? Yeah,
every 2
bi-weekly.
weeks.
So we'll see you guys in a couple weeks with another episode of the Red Talks
Red Talks.
Retro Ninja Duo podcast. We'll see you later.
Peace out.
Bye-bye.